Three news stories for you. Firstly, we'll have a look at Donbass region where evacuations are underway. Locals are being evacuated and LPR, DPR governments have confirmed that civilians are being sent to Russia from these two zones, which are a source of conflict between Ukraine and Russia since 2014. Why is this evacuation being seen in these regions? Is Russia going to attack Ukraine? Or is Ukraine going to attack Donbass? What's happening there? Secondly, viewers, it has been confirmed now that fighting has broken out between Amhara and Oromo militias in at least one zone of Oromia region. We have confirmed that from some reliable sources that Oromo Liberation Army and Amhara militias, Fano militia, are involved in intensified fighting in this zone. We'll have a detailed look at this zone. Why is this new phase of fighting going on in this zone? What's the significance of this zone? And thirdly, viewers, Tigray government has responded to Amnesty International's report 2 days ago. Amnesty released a report. It accused Tigray forces, Tigray fighters of extrajudicial killings in Kobo town and civilian killings in China and rape of women in China. What is Tigray's official position? Tigray seems to be calling into question Amnesty's report. What are Tigray's objections to this report? Firstly, viewers, Donbass region of Ukraine, where tensions have been rising since yesterday. We saw scores of ceasefire violations in this region in Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic. Ceasefire violations have been going on since 2014, viewers, and 14,000 people have been killed so far in this conflict. Ukraine says that LPR, DPR are no countries, they're part of Ukraine. LPR, DPR, they have announced independence. They are self-proclaimed countries and they're backed by Russia. Russia has not officially recognized them so far. Now, today, LPR and DPR governments announced to evacuate their citizens from these two regions towards Russia. Now, LPR, DPR citizens are being sent to Russia. Several convoys have been seen from LPR and DPR leaving these two zones towards Russia, towards Rostov, Russian region close to these places. Why are they being evacuated? Civilians from LPR, DPR. LPR, DPR governments say that Ukraine is about to attack these two zones. That is why civilians are being evacuated. Ukraine says that Russia is going to attack Ukraine through Donbass. That is why it is clearing this area of civilians. Ukraine denies. Ukraine says it has no plan of attacking Donbass. Secondly, a loud explosion was heard today in Donbass region in Donetsk People's Republic, DPR. And here an official military vehicle of a DPR military officer was targeted. His name is Major General Denis Sinenkov. His official vehicle was destroyed in this explosion. Then we saw evacuations. Tension still there, viewers. Both sides accusing each other. So far, we have not seen so far any major move from Russia to enter Ukraine or a major move from Ukraine to enter Donbass. In Donbass, exchange of some artillery strike, exchange of fire is underway. A humanitarian convoy of UNHCR came under attack as well near front line between Ukraine and LPR, DPR, though luckily the convoy members, they remained safe. Watch two videos. First video shows the military vehicle of a military officer of DPR, which was destroyed today by a planted device in DPR. Second video shows massive evacuations from DPR and LPR towards Russia.
Вот смотрите, автомобиль, это был, судя по всему, УАЗик, достаточно мощный взрыв. До сих пор видно, что рядом что-то горит.
Бля, походу в Донецке эвакуация началась. Люди все выезжают.
Secondly, viewers, heavy fighting has started between Oromo and Amhara militias in at least one zone of Oromia. Fighting is being reported in more than one zones, but in one zone of Oromia, intense fighting is being reported. Why is this fighting going on? What is the name of this zone? Name of the zone is West Shava zone of Oromia. In West Shava and North Shava, fighting is being reported. Most fighting is going on in West Shava. Amhara militias have entered West Shava, viewers. We have confirmed that. Amhara government is not using its regular forces. It's using its militias to enter, to carry out operations inside Oromia. Oromia regional government is using its forces against Amhara militias, and OLA is also carrying out attacks against Fano militia, other Amhara militias in West Shua zone of Amhara region. Amhara regional government says that Amharas in Valaga, in Western Oromia, they are in danger. They are being pushed out of Oromia by Oromia government, by OLA. That is why Amhara militias have entered Oromia. OLA, Oromo Liberation Army, says that these Amhara militias, they are attacking Oromos and they are violating territorial integrity of Oromia region. So heavy fighting is going on in West Shiva. In Silale, fighting is being reported. Oromo Liberation Army has started a major operation in and near Silale to push Amhara militias out of this place towards Amhara region. So a new phase of intensified fighting has started, viewers. Since militias are fighting, so the killed one would be portrayed as civilians. Both sides are accusing each other of having killed civilians. But this is a fight with militias. So it's difficult to distinguish between civilians and combatants. But this is the time for the two regions to come to senses. Otherwise, this fighting will spread, viewers. OLA and Fano, they are now involved in a head-on collision, which has started. And civilians are in danger because today we saw that in West Shava zone, civilians protested. They protested against Oromo Liberation Army. OLA says that it is attacking Fano militias which have entered West Shiva zone of Oromia region. Lastly, viewers, we know that 2 days ago, Amnesty International released a report. It said that Tigray forces were involved in killing civilians in Kobo, and some of the fighters committed rape in Chena, Gondar, between the end of August and the start of September last year. Now, Tigray government has released a three-page detailed statement about Amnesty's report. Tigray government says that Amnesty's report is painting a partial and misleading picture. A similar report was released by Human Rights Watch about Kobo and China. Human Rights Watch report mentioned that civilians tried to take on Tigray forces. They engaged Tigray forces both in Kobo and China. But Amnesty's report did not mention that. So this is the first objection of Tigray government, that Amnesty and HRW's reports are different. Secondly, Tigray government says that in August last year, Amhara regional government, Ethiopian PM Abiy, they called upon civilians to take up arms against Tigray forces. So Tigray forces had to face civilians, armed or unarmed. The statement says that in China, thousands of civilians, unarmed civilians, confronted Tigray forces. The civilians included some priests who were carrying a replica of Ark of Covenant, Tabut. So Tigray forces were facing thousands of these civilians, armed, unarmed. They were attacking Tigray forces. So whatever Tigray forces did, it was in self-defense. But of course, you cannot defend rape allegations. In China, Amnesty says dozens of women were raped by Tigray fighters. How would you justify this rape? Tigray government says it's ready for independent international investigations, which Ethiopian government is opposing. Amnesty and other bodies should try to take everything into account before publishing such reports. So basically, Tigray says that there should be an independent international investigation into all these allegations, which would not happen because Ethiopian government has rejected any international investigations into human rights abuses committed in Tigray, Amhara, or Afar regions of Ethiopia. One investigation was conducted, joint investigation by UNHCR and Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. But after that, Ethiopian government is resisting any other international investigation to determine the perpetrators involved in war crimes, human rights abuses committed in Tigray, Afar, and Amhara. Thank you for watching.